Alright, hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, System Lectures. So in this video we are going to do the second or another practical in the course Introduction to Microprocessors. So and this one is controlling two LED with a potentiometer. Okay, so these are the LEDs. So the connection and the process of getting the components and everything is just like the previous video. So just to make this video short, I've done the connection already and I've explained the connection and explained the code and simulate it so that we'll know what's going on and how this works. So the concept here is to use the values we get from the potentiometer. Note that this is when you vary this, okay, when you vary, okay, I think I can vary it when it's simulating, but when you change the potentiometer value, that value, can you see this wiper? That value is red. It's an analog value. It is sent as input to A0. Are we seeing it? That's the center pin. Wiper is sent as input to what? A0 of the Arduino. Okay, so we call that, look at the code, we call that what? Sensor pin. I think I should just go through the code and explain the connection side by side so you know what's going on. Now this is the code for controlling LED. Okay, so controlling two LED. Now at this first part we just declare the variables. That's LED 1 is connected to pin 12, LED 2 connected to pin 18. Anywhere you connect it to is your choice. Whichever place you connect it to, you must use that same number in your code. Look at it. So you can see that this wire extends all the way down towards pin 12. So this is our LED 1. Then for this guy, you see the wire extends all the way towards pin 8. So this is LED 2. And you can see I place a resistor in between the positive leg, from the live wire to the positive leg, and of course the negative connected to this place. Same to this guy, negative connected here, okay, which is connected all the way down to the Arduino ground. The negative, are you seeing it? Ground for Arduino. So that's the connection for both LEDs. So the potentiometer, we can see that, okay, I've said this already. Then you see the terminal 1 is connected towards ground of the Arduino, ground, and then it's terminal 2 connected to what? Live, okay, of the Arduino. So this is just a connection, okay. Then to the simulation, the code, that's A0, which is this A0, we'll call it let's call it sensor pin, okay. Then we declare a variable sensor value. And what do we do with this? So that when the value of this one is red, we are going to save it in another variable called sensor. When we read value, look at this, when we vary this guy, a value will be sent inside to this guy. That value, we are going to save it in this guy, okay. So now for the setup part of this code is very, very simple and straightforward. The pin mode for LED 1 should be what? Output. The pin mode for LED 2 should be what? Output, because we are going to light up the LED based on the sensor value. Based on our choice, we are going to light up the LED, meaning we are going to power it, send voltage to it. So this pin should act as what? Output pin. Then serial.begin, this is just to tell you that we are establishing communication between the Arduino and like the computer, okay. So if you look here, you see a serial monitor, so this establishes that connection with it. Alright, then the next thing now is the loop. Okay, so for our loop we have, now look at this analog read sensor pin. Analog read, which means we are going to read values coming into, this is an input pin now. Look at it, analog in, analog in. So since we are going to read values coming into, so analog read, which pin? Sensor pin. Sensor pin is what? A0. Are we together? So we are reading values from this. So when we read that value, we are going to save it in this variable called what? Sensor value, which I have declared as an integer here, int. Then the next thing that's going to happen is that the loop will do what? Serial.println. So this will be displayed in the serial monitor. Okay, serial.println. What are we printing? Sensor value, sensor value. Okay, printing sensor value. Then of course this ln takes, after printing this, go to the new line to print again. So now at this part of the code, we turn on and off LED1 using potentiometer value as delay. So the value of the potentiometer we get, that will act as delay. Remember we used to, I think one of our code we did this, we said delay 100. That means this is, it will delay for what? This is microsecond, so it will delay for 1000 microsecond is the same thing as, sorry, 1000 millisecond. This is millisecond. 1000 millisecond is the same as 1 second. So it will delay for 1 second. But this time, instead of delaying for a number, we are saying that the delay should be based on what? The sensor value. So when the potentiometer, potentiometer, when we read the value from this pin coming into the Arduino from the potentiometer, that value we read, and we have saved inside sensor value, that value is what we are going to use as the delay. Are you seeing the trick? Should I call it trick? That value is what we are using as the delay. What is the value? We are going to see it in the serial monitor. Okay, so digital write LED1, we are going to turn it on. Then we are going to delay for the a particular value, which is the sensor value at that time, and then digital write LED1 off, turn it off after this delay. Then we delay again, then we go to LED2. We do the same thing to LED2, but one over this, that means LED2 will blink faster. Like it will switch from on, switch back to off faster, because we said that 1 should be divided by the sensor value. So let's run the code and see what happens. Okay, initializing. Okay, I think we're almost there. Still initializing. Now when it's done with that, we should have our output set. Now anything to explain? No. Okay, you can see it's working now. Okay, so if I increase this value now, let me check the serial monitor, let me see what's going on. Serial monitor, where are you? Good, very good. Now you can see a value 389. That is very, very small. 389, that is 0.389 seconds. That's very, very small. So let me increase it. Okay, and let's check again. Okay, you see the value has been increased, so the delay value has been increased there. So you can see that the delay depends on the potentiometer value, and that affects this. Okay, okay, I think this looks better. Oh, too fast. Increase it, but you get the idea. This is the basic idea. Excuse me, let me change something here. Stop. Let me change something here. Instead of this, let's use potentiometer multiplied by sensor value, rather, multiplied by 0.5. so let me make same thing here, multiply by 0.5. okay, all right, let's go with this and see. Check the serial monitor. Okay, that's almost 1 second. Okay, Okay, so and please note, this is simulation. This is simulation, meaning network can even affect this thing. Okay, network can affect this thing, but this is the whole concept. This is the basic concept of it. Okay, after this one turns on, this guy goes on, off, this guy comes on, shut down, just like that. Okay, so we'll stop this video here. Questions, comments, anything, and like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.